Fortnite Battle Royale. Fortnite Battle Royale may be a free-to-play battle royale online computer game developed and published by Epic Games. It is a companion game to Fortnite, Save the Planet, a cooperative survival game with construction elements. Nintendo Switch the following year. Versions for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are planned for when the consoles launch in late 2020. The concept of the sport is analogous to previous games of the genre. 100 players skydive onto an island and scavenge for gear to defend themselves from other players. Players can fight alone, solo, with one additional player, duos, or with a gaggle of up to 3 others, squads. As the match progresses, the playable area within the island gradually constricts, giving the players less and fewer room to figure with. The main distinction from others in the genre is the game's construction elements, letting players build walls, obstacles, and other structures from collected resources to take cover from incoming fire or give one a strategic view advantage. Changes to the game map. Since its initial release, several other game modes are introduced, including Battle Lab and Party Royale. The idea for Battle Royale arose following the discharge of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, an identical Battle Royale game that was highly successful, but was noted for its technical flaws. Originally released as a part of the first access version of Save the Planet, Epic later transitioned the sport to a free-to-play model funded by microtransactions. Following its rise in popularity, Epic split the event team, with one that specialized in Battle Royale and therefore the other on Save the Planet. Player count had exceeded 350 million by May 2020, while by March 2019, the game had generated over $2 billion worldwide. Game's popularity, achieving record-high viewership on streaming websites in the process. The main gameplay for Fortnite Battle Royale follows the quality format for the Battle Royale genre. The game normally is played either with each player on their own, or during a squad of 2 to 4 players, with up to 100 players participating each round. The round starts with players, weaponless, skydiving from floating buses battle bus, then deploying a glider onto a neighborhood of land. The island's fixed layout includes several landmarks and locations, named in an alliterative fashion, like Lazy Lake, Pleasant Park, and Retail Row, that are mostly ghost towns, while a random distribution of weapons, shields, and other combat support features are often found by searching buildings and other sites. When playing in solo modes, players are immediately eliminated once they exhaust their health, while in squad modes, downed players can crawl around while bleeding out. They will be eliminated immediately by an opponent or revived by a squadmate to assist them up. Reboot vans scattered round the map, which are few and much between and within the open, making it a risk to respawn a squadmate. Over time, the game's safe zone, representing the attention of a storm, decreases in size, and players caught outside the zone will take damage. Like within the original Fortnite game, Fortnite Battle Royale is primarily played during a third-person perspective. Fortnite Battle Royale's primary distinction from other Battle Royale games is that the building system, which originated from the first Fortnite survival game. Nearly all objects in the environment can be destroyed and harvested for materials, wood, stone, and metal, which can then be used to build fortifications of limited durabilities, such as walls, ramps, floors, and roofs, which may be wont to help traverse the map, protect the player from gunfire, or hamper progression of other players. Weaker pieces are often destroyed during a few hits, but are often built quickly, while stronger pieces can withstand more punishment, but take longer to create. The game is free to play, supported by microtransactions that allow players to shop for Vinderbucks, V-Bucks for brief, the game's internal currency. V-Bucks also are shared with the most Fortnite, Save the Planet game, which offers players the chance to earn V-Bucks by completing missions or daily quests. V-Bucks can then be won to buy cosmetic improvements to the player, characters, pickaxes, glider skins, back wares, and emotes. The sport is run in chapters with variety of seasons, each season lasting about 10 weeks each. Each season introduces an exclusive set of cosmetic items which will be obtained. These are offered through a dual-track battle pass, which features variety of tiers that players climb through by earning experience through completing in-game objectives, while acquiring cosmetic rewards or other items within the process. The Pass Premium track with V-Bucks, which offers more challenges and grants prizes for each tier the player advances. Players can use V-Bucks to get tiers also once they need bought the Battle Pass. Since release, Epic Games has added more features, like new weapon and items and makeshift vehicles like shopping carts and golf carts. Epic is additionally ready to deploy hotfixes to the sport to regulate aspects like weapon attributes and distribution, pushing these call at minutes if necessary should they or players discover critical issues or glitches, also as removing older or not well-received items from the sport during a process called vaulting. With the discharge of the standalone Fortnite creative gameplay mode in December 2018, a neighborhood of the Fortnite Battle Royale map called The Block featured a rotating selection of a Battle Lab mode was added in December 2019 for players to make their own custom Battle Royale games. In April 2020, a replacement Party Royale mode was added, happening on a little map where combat and construction was disabled. Though non-lethal gameplay items are often acquired like paint guns and vehicles, this map was aimed to be used as a social space, also on host in-game events like concerts. Prior to September 2019, Fortnite didn't have specialized matchmaking, outside of platform and regional limits. With an upcoming patch, the sport will introduce skill-based matchmaking, supported internal metrics that judge a player's skill within the game. Further, with Chapter 2 Season 1, the sport will add special matches against computer-controlled bots to assist players practice the sport. Limited time and competitive modes. Epic has the power to incorporate limited time modes (LTM) within the sport, which provides Epic with experimental capabilities and gain feedback from players to enhance upon. One among its earliest additions was a 50v-50 mode, placing players randomly on one among two teams and dropping them on opposite sides of the map, giving the two teams time to collect resources, create fortifications, and hunt the opposite team before the storm moved in. A sandbox playground LTM was introduced in June 2018, which allows up to 4 players to explore and build anything anywhere on the battle map, while having the ability to fight one another and respawn upon defeat until the storm covered the map after an hour and eliminated them all. Epic later made this a permanent mode within the game. Epic has stated that they shall add ranked competitive play within the future. A preliminary competitive mode, Solo Showdown, ran for a limited time starting in May 2018, ranking players by their final placement in matches and rewarding the top-placing competitors with V-Bucks. Seasonal changes. For instance, within the initiate to the 4th season of the primary chapter, which started in May 2018, players saw a variety of shooting stars cross the skies, followed by an enormous comet that neared the ground. Upon the beginning of that season, the comet had hit one among the locations on the map, leaving an enormous crater, among other changes. This tied into several new cosmetic skins associated with superheroes and supervillains that were available that month. Epic has the power to make custom events that occur across all game servers simultaneously as well. The primary example of such was a countdown resulting in an enormous rocket's launch in June 2018 which, within the aftermath, left cracks within the skies that have grown since that event. This also introduced the utilization of the Battle Pass for players to get a number of this new content by completing challenges and gaining experience. Chapter 1. Season 1. September 2017 to December 2017. Retroactively considered the first season of the first chapter upon the beginning of the second season. Season 2. December 2017 to February 2018. Introduction of the Battle Pass. Medieval themed. Season 3. February 2018 to April 2018. Space themed. Battle Pass increased from 70 tiers to 100. Season 4. May 2018 to July 2018. Superhero film-themed season. Leading up to the beginning of Season 4, players had observed shooting stars crossing the game's map during Season 3, which later became small meteorites that hit the bottom and caused some damage. Across all games, an outsized meteor also began to appear, on target to hit the sport map to coincide with the beginning of Season 4, completely destroying one among the main landmarks. Season 5. July 2018 to September 2018. Time travel-themed season. Before this season, Epic established a one-time event across all games on June 30, 2018 that fired a rocket from a villainous lair which created interdimensional rifts on the map. The rifts grew over subsequent few days, with some in-game objects disappearing and new objects from other time periods appearing. As a part of its marketing, Epic planted a real-world version of the Der Burger restaurant check in the California desert, with clues pointing to locations of real-world version of the game's loot llamas located round the world. The season started with changes of the map thanks to these rifts, while the rifts remained as a gameplay element within the season, teleporting the player to a high elevation and to re-land elsewhere within the map. Season 6. September 2018 to December 2018. Darkness and corruption themed. Near the top of the 5th season, another one-time event occurred during which the rifts created by the rocket launch closed up, leaving an outsized purple cube with glyphs on its surface within the game world, which players nicknamed Kevin. Kevin moved on its own volition throughout the season, creating anomalies in its wake, including levitating itself and therefore the large island in Loot Lake across the map, and allowing transdimensional cube monsters to seam across the map and attack players. Ultimately, Kevin overloaded and exploded, temporarily teleporting all players into a white, bottomless void, where a rift-shaped butterfly briefly appeared. On return to the map, Loot Lake had returned to normal, but with many smaller islands made from pieces of Kevin. Season 7. December 2018 to February 2019. Winter themed. Because the 6th season concluded, a snow cloud appeared over one corner of the map, followed by an outsized iceberg dubbed Polar Peak at the onset of Season 7 that collided with the island and covered a third of the map in snow with other new features, including an outsized castle on top of Polar Peak that had been buried deep within the snow. Initially the map's features celebrated the Festivus holiday. Later, an outsized ice sphere appeared above the castle, warning of an upcoming winter storm. Soon, the Ice King, who had been trapped within the castle, emerged to cast a spell that unleashed a winter storm across the entire map, and summoned ice fiends similar to the cube monsters to attack players. Season 8. March 2019 to May 2019. Adventure, pirate, tropical, fire themed. Within the last days of the 7th season, the island was rocked by earthquakes that created cracks on the bottom, eventually heralding the looks of an outsized volcano on the northeast corner of the map that erupted. The eruption melted most of the snow from the island, and eradicated the nearby features and replaced them with a lagoon and an Aztec-like temple complex. The eruption also created dangerous lava flows surrounding the volcano. Pirates, ninjas, and more unreal adventurers, including a prisoner of the Ice King who broke free and developed an affinity for fire, enter the fold, looking for treasure and victory. Near the top of the season, a special event called the Unvaulting happened, which allowed players to enter a dimension named Nexus. The dimension gave players the power to vote for a weapon to be reintroduced into the sport. After the drum gun won the vote, the volcano erupted and volcanic rocks flew out of the volcano. These huge rocks struck and destroyed Tilted Towers and Retail Row, also as severely damaging Polar Peak. Season 9. May 2019 to July 2019. Futuristic themed. At the beginning, the areas destroyed by Season 8's Unvaulting had been reconstructed using futuristic designs and materials. Players observed an outsized monster swimming around outside the island, and strange footprints in other locations. Drones near the vault concurrently began to construct an enormous robot. At an occasion at the top of the season, the robot activated and attacked the monster, rampaging across the island. The robot eventually bested the monster with an enormous sword, then flew off, leaving the monster's corpse and sword behind also as an enormous glowing orb. The orb continued to grow over the remaining part of the season, and through the Season 10 teaser trailer, it activated, causing players to seek out themselves back in time, at the state of the map moments before the meteor that initiated Season 4 landed. Season 10. August 2019 to October 2019. This marks because the final season of Chapter 1. The remnants of the orb's explosion in Season 9 left various rift zones open across the map, bringing back locations that had been lost thanks to other map changes over past seasons and changing them a touch, like the world where the meteor had previously landed. The season culminated when the Visitor, a mysterious being that arrived with the meteor, launched a rocket that created numerous rifts, from which came smaller rockets which were controlled by the Seven, that struck all across the island, creating a region and consuming the whole game itself. After this event, the sport was unplayable for about 36 hours with the game's screens only showing the region. During this era, players could enter the Konami code to play a mini-game. Chapter 2. Chapter 2. Season 1. October 2019 to February 2020. introduced a replacement map following the destruction of the old map from the region at the top of Chapter 1 Season 10. This also introduced multiple new mechanics, like learning down teammates or enemies and either carrying them to different locations or throwing them, and also the power to swim and fish for loot. Boats were also added to the sport, which increased mobility in water. Fortnitemares returned, with the ultimate reckoning and therefore the Storm King coming to the island. Afterwards, the island returned to its normal state. On November 2019, the season was extended until February 2020, during which will include a winter-themed event, a live event, and rewards for everyone. They were ambushed by 6 TIE fighters, during which were defeated and everyone crashed onto the map. On December 24, the map was covered with snow, making snowstorms appear and reduce visibility either lightly or largely. The season was extended twice, once to February 8 and other time to February 20. Season 2. February 2020 present. Agent-themed season. Within the trailers, it's shown that multiple characters from past seasons are actually working for Workplace, under 2 divisions, Shadow and Ghost. These factions are ready to change the variability of the skins. The key skin was revealed twice as Deadpool. Season 2 was to finish near the top of April 2020, but on Pan American Day, 2020, Epic stated the season would be extended until June 4. Promotional modes and elements. Shortly after the launch of the film Avengers: Infinity War, Epic ran a Marvel-sponsored event that featured the Infinity Gauntlet that randomly spawned on the map. Any player that equipped it became Thanos with added abilities. A second Avengers-based mode was released upon release of Avengers: Endgame, where players are randomly split between Avenger and Chitauri armies, seeking out the Infinity Stones or the Infinity Gauntlet. Since then, other promotional content from other commercial properties, including cosmetic items and map features, has been available for limited periods in Fortnite, typically round the time of premieres or first broadcasts for these works. These commercial properties have included Ralph Breaks the Web, John Wick, Stranger Things, Star Wars, and Birds of Prey. Non-gameplay related promotional events have included: EDM artist Marshmello held a virtual concert within the Pleasant Park location on Groundhog Day, 2019 across all game servers, estimated to possess had over 10 million players watching it live. On December 14, a special preview of Star Wars: The Increase of Skywalker previewed at the Risky Reels location, which even featured the return of Emperor Palpatine during a voice segment that was mentioned within the film's opening crawl. Travis Scott performed songs from his album Astroworld as a part of a virtual, astronomical tour within Fortnite on multiple live concerts between April 23 and 25, 2020, including the premiere of a replacement song, The Scotts, featuring Kid Cudi. The primary performance on April 23 was estimated to possess drawn over 12.3 million players to observe, while a complete of 27.7 million unique viewers cumulatively watched the concerts. Alongside these concerts, the event will include a replacement skin cosmetic supported Scott also as other related cosmetics available for in-game purchase. Diplo performed a live Major Lazer concert alongside Jordan Fisher within the new Party Royale space on May Day, 2020, while a multi-part concert by Dylan Francis, Steve Aoki, and Deadmau5 was persisted May 8 to celebrate the complete release of the Party Royale mode. A trailer for the Christopher Nolan's Tenet was first shown within the Party Royale space before releasing to other digital services on May 21, 2020, and one among Nolan's other feature films are going to be shown within Party Royale at a later point.